Just before the Passover festival, Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Hello, my name is Gerald Skillern. I'm a part of the music department of South Euclid United Church of Christ, with a reflection on Maundy Thursday. My grandmother has a saying that's been passed down to everyone who's come after her, and it goes like this: just keep on living. Which prompts us to think about what's happening here in this story. Jesus is washing his disciples' feet to prepare them for what is to come and what they would have to do. My first time doing this ceremony at another place, in another time, and another life, I had a whole thing about feet. I couldn't deal with feet. So imagine now, if you will, back then, when there were no closed shoes and where people walked barefoot at times and in flimsy sandals at times, depending on your station, the amount of service that came into washing one's feet. And I didn't understand it then. I was in my early 20s. Nearly 30 years later, 30 years later, I'm finding that that act of service usually follows the further acts of service that come with the sacrifice of laying down who you think you are to do what you have to do for someone who probably can't do anything for you in return. If you can serve someone who can't give you equal or greater, you are then God's servant. You are then understanding what Jesus did when he washed his disciples' feet. How could the great God of glory, who divested himself of flesh, come down from heaven, live with humankind for 33 years, and then in this last act before he was crucified and resurrected, decide to show his creation his love by this act of service? The Bible declares that greater works than these shall we do. So ask yourself, what is your greater work of service to those who are the least of these?